At this point, I've installed all of the elbows, and again, all that I did was just simply connect the female to the male side and left the female side down on the lower part that connects directly to the arch, and made sure that I was consistent all the way around for all four. It looks kind of funny if you have one that's got the male side on this side where you can see the bolt, and then one over here where you see the female, so just kind of watch for that. Now what I'm going to do is I need to measure the distance between the center of this elbow here and the adjacent elbow over here, and I'll show you why. It does not need to be an exact measurement, it just needs to be close. Okay, so we're at 83.5 inches wide at this point to the center. And I'll show you why that's important to know. At this point, we're ready to go ahead and begin the assembly of the upper carriage and the forward arms of this tower. And I went ahead and rechecked the measurements, and it was 83.5 inches from the center of the right elbow to the center of the left elbow that we had talked about before that these arms connect into. Now, what we're going to need to check for in this center carriage is the inside of the larger diameter tube. And we're good to go ahead and just simply take this covering off at this point. Okay, inside of this tube, we just want to make sure that there's no manufacturing little filings or anything like that of metal, or any little imperfection inside of there that might hinder these forward legs from sliding inside, because this is where it should go inside. And if there's any kind of a bump from when they welded it, or any kind of a metal filing, it needs to be sanded out. And so the inside on this side looks good. The inside on this side looks good too. And then I'll go ahead and remove the covering off of these forward legs so that we can go ahead and assemble this. And these legs, the arch of the leg goes forward, points towards the front of the boat in this way. Go ahead and remove the covering off the lower end of this as well. Try to remove anything that might scratch it, and then go ahead and assemble the upper carriage. And just slide it in about halfway. And then we'll go ahead and slide the other side in. Borrow one of these just to kind of protect it. It's scratched. Okay. Now I just need to take a measurement. It's center, 83.5. center of that leg, the center of this one, and we're at 103. So we're way too wide. We need to come in. You don't want to bring it in too far, because when you bring it in and then bring it back out, you run the risk of scratching the metal. So I'm roughly going to put it in about right there. Now we could, if we wanted to, bring this angle of this out just slightly to accommodate for a wider width if we need to. I don't want to deviate too far from that windshield angle. We're close. We could come out a little further if we need to. Okay, that says that we're right on the money. So, we just need to, let's check this upper end. We want to make sure that the D-ring, or the center carriage, is exactly centered in between these two legs. So I just want to pick a point. There's a point here. You can just barely see where the bend ends. So 2 inches from the bend there. And it's 2 inches on there, so that is good. Okay, so now we can go ahead and tape it. I might bring this side up just a hair. Check that measurement one more time. Okay. So we want to go ahead and tape this now. The reason is when you go to lift this up on the boat, you don't want this thing swinging and create big old gouges when you're lifting it up onto the boat. And it makes it a lot more stable, especially when you got a partner helping you out. So we'll just use a little bit of packing tape, wrap it a couple of times. That way it won't move. And we'll tape this side. Okay. Another thing left on this is to go ahead and just to loosen the set screws.